In the dying days of the last Labour government in 2010, Cabinet Minister Harriet Harman pushed through the Commons the Equalities Act. Well, who could possibly object to that? We all believe in equality. Surely we do if we're decent, reasonable human beings. And so the legislation was passed, and then in the next 14 years, it was pushed through every single department of governmental and public life in this country. But we didn't need it because we already had anti-discrimination laws. But the Equalities Act was actually a time bomb under our whole system and under our society. What it did was to create different grades of people. Under it, something called positive action needed to be taken to make sure that underrepresentation, as it was seen, of ethnic minorities or women, all through public life, that those percentages should change. They even introduced something called a tiebreaker, whereby if two candidates for a job in the civil service were seen to have equal talents, the one from the ethnic minority would get the job over the one that was white British. And this stuff has run all the way through our system. It doesn't matter where you look, whether you look to policing, whether you look to the jobs market, whether you look to the health service, whether you look to the military, all of it, frankly, in my view, has been poisoned by the Equalities Act of 2010. Why do I use a word as strong as that? Simply because I believe in a meritocracy, that regardless of people's skin color or race or religion, that should not be the determining factor for how we view people. Indeed, what Harriet Harman did went completely against what Martin Luther King had called for in what is probably the most famous speech of the 20th century. You know the one, "I have a dream." But what did he actually say? He said, "I have a dream that one day my 4 children will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." And the Equalities Act goes completely against that. The Equalities Act has actually put anti-white discrimination onto the front foot of every public body in this country. It is divisive, it is disastrous, and it means that the concept of a society where we're all the same, the concept of a meritocracy, has completely gone out of the window. A reform government will get rid of the Equalities Act, return to previous anti-discrimination legislation, and try and make sure there's a fair, meritocratic society in which actually we start to get standards going up and not down. Now, I've written about this and all its implications in a big essay that I published on Substack at the weekend. All you need to do to find out more, type my name, Nigel Farage, into Substack, subscribe, you'll get this and all the updates I'm going to do over the coming weeks and months, and it's all free.